As tested by Charles Darwin and many scientists over the years, it has been proven that evolution has taken place. The tree of evolution shows that all living organisms have a common ancestor. Charles Darwin was an English naturalist and geologist who is best known for his contributions to the theory of evolution. He also wrote many books, his most famous being The Origin of Species, where he talks about evolution by natural selection. There are three main parts to evolution by natural selection: variation, heritability, and differential reproductive success. Organisms reproduce with variations, offspring resemble their parents, and some organisms reproduce more than others. The evidence of evolution is astounding. Every living organism around us today is an example of evolution.
One good example of evolution is Darwin's finches. These are a group of about 15 species of birds that were all the same at one point. Over time they spread out over the Galapagos Islands. The environment and the ecosystem on the islands were very different, and the birds were forced to adapt in order to survive. Some of the finches had greater beak depths, which allowed them to crack larger seeds. The birds had changed colors based on the weather and the foods that were available. Another example of evolution is bacteria, especially human immunodeficiency virus, referred to as HIV. HIV is a condition in humans which causes progressive failure of the immune system. The amazing thing about HIV is the speed at which it's always evolving. All living organisms are always evolving, but few at the speed of HIV. HIV cannot be cured, but it can be contained. There have been many drugs developed over the years to attempt to cure and control HIV. The drugs worked at first, but as the virus got used to them, it adapted and evolved. Many drugs that used to help contain HIV are now useless today because the virus has grown to resist them.
Humans have evolved and become the most intelligent and powerful animals on the planet, but it hasn't always been that way. Humans and chimps share a relatively close in time common ancestor. Humans and chimps have many similar traits and characteristics, both noticeable and unnoticeable. Scientists have found that chimps and humans have about 95% of the same DNA. The shape of the brains are very similar, but the human brain is bigger in size. Both humans and chimps are able to walk on two legs. Chimps often prefer to walk on four, but they are capable of two. Chimps are also one of the only animals other than humans who are smart enough and able to make and use tools for their benefit. These are just a few of many similar traits and skills between humans and chimps.
In conclusion, evolution clearly has taken place over time and is always taking place even if we don't realize it. It happens in both the short term, as shown with HIV, as well as over long periods of time, as shown with humans and chimps. We only talked about a few examples, but every living organism has gone through evolution at some point during its existence. Thanks to Charles Darwin and many other scientists over the years, we know that evolution exists.